Hi, Libra. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for May of 2021. For you, Libra, this month's themes are going to bring you into the realm of meaning, and you may be asking yourself, what does it all mean? What's behind it all? You may feel like a seeker this month, and if that's true, then you can get some really big answers to life's big questions in a natal and transit reading, and you'll find a link for that in the YouTube description below. Well, you might notice we've got somebody new with us this month, and that would be Betsy. And she's joining our practice now, and you'll be able to get readings with Betsy going forward. And you'll hear from Betsy about Venus in a little bit. But we're going to start with the moons, actually. And I want to start with the new moon in Taurus on May 11th. So let me go there. That's going to fall in your 8th house, which is a pretty intense zone, as you probably know. And the new moon is a time of new beginnings. It's a time of starting over. The 8th house is a zone of what? Oh, I thought I heard something. It's a time, the 8th house is a house of depth and transformation and metamorphosis. So this moon could be a really good time to be, as we're calling it, the lotus in the swamp, which is finding your place of peace as signified by the Taurus placement of the moon, but in the midst of perhaps some swampy circumstances, which can lead to a sort of a new beginning, like the phoenix rising from the flames. So that has a lot of sweetness to it. We've got another moon later this month in a couple of weeks, and that is actually an eclipse. This one is the lunar eclipse on May 26th, and you can see it right here with the sun in your 9th house and the moon in your 3rd house. So a lunar eclipse is a situation where the sun and the moon are opposite each other, but they're near the nodes. And the moon, which is being eclipsed, is with the south node. So this is a releasing eclipse, not an initiating eclipse, which is what it would be if the moon was near the north node. So a releasing eclipse means that we've got to look to where is that moon, what sign is it in, and we need to release in that area. Well, the moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is very opinionated, sometimes very zealous. It's kind of a cultural appropriator. It likes to just suck all the air out of the room. So any tendencies that you might find towards that in your personality, this is a really good time to become self-aware about them. Maybe the world will make you self-aware about them. It'll probably feel like a big emotional outburst. And once you see your shadow and release it, then this moon goes a lot more smoothly. So that one we're calling get off your pulpit and be curious. And the reason for the be curious part is that the sun, which is opposing the moon and eclipsing it, well, the earth is eclipsing it, but it's the sunlight that gets eclipsed. That sun is sitting in the 9th house, which is the house of meaning. It's the house of growth and expansion, adventure, tolerance, culture. And having the sun there in Gemini says, apply a little logic, apply a little curiosity, use your mind. Okay. Well, I think that, Julia, you've got some stuff to say about Mercury. Is that right?
I do, Jamie. Well, hey there, Libra. Mercury is that planet that represents our mind. It also is associated with how you communicate, how you analyze, where all your mental activity is going to take place in the month. And at the very beginning, the first couple of days of the month, as well as mostly last month, Mercury is in your 8th house. This is the house of other people's money, meaning that the money that you share with people closest to you, whether it's a partner or a family, so things like an inheritance or a joint credit card, as well as the money you share with institutions like banks, including taxes, loans, mortgages, etc. So at that part of the cycle, you're going to be spending a lot of your mental energy, as well as perhaps having an increased communication with those around you concerning matters of other people's money. And the 8th house means other things besides that. It's also a house of investigation and research, so your mind might be very, very probing during that cycle. But by May May 3rd, so pretty early on in the month, Mercury is going to hop into the ninth house. The ninth house is the house of the higher mind. It also represents education. So this is a really wonderful transit if you're in school or if you need to learn something new. The ninth house can also represent travel. So your mind might be on faraway places and philosophies during this cycle. Maybe you're planning your next trip, maybe for the summertime. And then the next planet I want to talk about is Mars, the planet of action and activity. It's in Cancer all month, which correlates with your 10th house of career, also the house of authority figures. So if you have authority figures in your life, which we all do, it could be anything from parents, bosses, maybe government officials, if you own your own business. You know, Mars is a bit of a conflict-prone planet, so you could be butting heads against authority figures during this cycle. But wherever we have Mars, we also can expend a lot of energy. So this is a wonderful time for getting ahead in your career. You might want to also work a bit independently as well, because Mars isn't exactly a team player, but you can get a lot of work done too. And Betsy, you got some news for us on Venus, huh?
Yes, hi Libra. So Venus, as you know, is your ruling planet. So you're probably familiar with her energy of wanting to partner and wanting to have harmonious, balanced, fair relationships. So she has been for most of April and also until May 8th. She's in your 8th house in Taurus, so you may be a little more interested than usual in merging with your partner, maybe treating yourself, enjoying some sensual pleasures together, and going deep into that intimacy. But on May 8th, Venus is moving into your 9th house, into Gemini, and so things will kind of lighten up. You might want to have a little more fun, play some word games, go on a trip, and find other ways to grow your relationship.
Lovely. And this is really just part of a general movement of planets out of Taurus, where they were at the beginning of the month, and into Gemini over the course of the month. And what really seals the deal is when the sun moves into Gemini right about there. And this is a seasonal change, right? Gemini is an air sign and a mutable sign. It's very flexible, it's very cerebral. And I like to think of this as being like a field full of flowers, many different colors of wildflowers, buzzing with bees and birds and butterflies, and lots of movement and activity. So it's a beautiful season of Gemini, and let's all enjoy it. So I want to let you know about something kind of special that we've made for you, which is a 2-part video series about how do astrologers look at their own transits. And in those videos, we, share about what are our favorite planets that we enjoy the transits of, which ones do we not like so much, and how do we cope with those difficult things. You'll find that in the May 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. And you can always find the news of the month on our forecast page on the website, pandoraastrology.com. And you will also find horoscopes there, and you can get a reading or take a class. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.